Welcome, this is Jennifer McGuire. I have been getting a lot of questions about what I do with my cards after I made them. So I thought I'd share a video showing the organization of handmade cards and also the organization of the mailing supplies that I have. I make a lot of cards for my job and I send them all out to loved ones. So I like to have everything organized so I can send them out quickly and often. So in this video, I'm going to start with organization of envelopes and mailing supplies, and then I will talk about the organization of the cards that I have made that are ready to be sent. I will have links to all the supplies that I talk about here in my YouTube description below, but I really encourage you to go over to my blog. I'll have a link in my description because there will be much more information there. I thought it would be best to first start with envelope organization. I go through a lot of envelopes since I send so many cards, and I just recently replenished my supply. I mostly use A2 envelopes. That is the size envelope you need for a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card. That's what I send out the most, so that's the most envelopes I have. These are all A2 envelopes in this drawer. I have some other specialty size envelopes in the drawer below, which I'll show you. Now in here I have 3 brands of envelopes that I found I like the best, and then some specialty envelopes. So in here I have a container that is the Interdesign split container that I use for my clear stamp storage. Well, I found it works great for envelopes. These envelopes fit in here nice and snug, but they fit perfectly. And I have different lines on each side here, and then I have additional envelopes in the back of the drawer behind it since this drawer is so deep. There are 3 brands in here, and each of these envelopes are a little bit different, so I'm going to compare them each. And sorry that Foxy wanted to make an appearance. You'll see her throughout this video. Okay, so all of these envelopes are very high quality, and again, they're A2 envelopes. The first one I wanted to show you is the Gina K Designs. Thanks to my friend on Instagram, Richard. He told me about these envelopes. I didn't know they existed, and I really like them. This is what I've been reaching for the most. I like the Gina K envelopes because they're square flap, so you have the straight line flap, so you can stamp a sentiment along it or put a strip of washi tape for a very quick accent. They come in beautiful colors. I have all the colors over on my blog so you can compare them. I went ahead and bought them all. I just had to have them, and I've ordered more since. And they match the cardstocks that Gina K has. So there are lots of them. They come in packs of 10, so you can replenish easily. And the packages come labeled, so you know what color you're getting. Not all companies do this. I find that these are high quality envelopes in good colors for a good price. And again, I like that the envelope flap is straight, so I can put a strip of washi tape across it. Now, another brand of envelopes that I've been using lately, but not as often, are the Cards and Pockets envelopes. One of my blog readers told me about this, and it has this Euro flap, this deep V-shaped flap. They're very high quality, and they are available in a gazillion colors, many, many colors. And you can order one of each or as many as you want of each. Unfortunately, when you get them, they do not come with the color labeled to it. So you have to try to figure out what it is, and that's kind of tricky. They are also very high quality, a solid color, and I do particularly like the ones that have a metallic, shiny finish to it, kind of a shimmery look. Some of the colors come that way, so be sure to check those out. So I did order a bunch of these, and you can see them all on the right-hand side of the container. So my Gina K are on the left, and the Cards and Pockets are on the right. And a few of the Cards and the Pockets envelopes are in the back of this container, the silver and gold, which I particularly like. I also have stuffed in here some Avery L vellum envelopes. These are some specialty envelopes that I do like. These are fun because you can see through the envelope to the card, and you can mail them this way. They're a lot of fun. I like to use these also. Okay, now the third brand of envelope that I've been using for the longest time, and I just think are so much fun, are the Hero Arts envelopes. These have a white core, they're available in beautiful colors, and they have that fun decorative flap that is completely different. So I've been using those forever, and I will still continue to use those also. But these are basically the 3 brands I use the most. I also like memory box envelopes. They have a rounded flap, but I don't have many of those, and they're kind of hard to find. So those are the basic solid envelopes I use. I also mentioned the vellum envelopes. I do also like to use wood envelopes and craft envelopes, and I will link to those below. The wood ones are kind of a paper wood that are fun to ship cards in, and then craft envelopes from Hero Arts. Okay, so there you have envelope organization. Again, I think this container is great. However, you could get a smaller size container if you need less envelopes. Be sure to go over to my blog to see a closer look at some of the colors of envelopes. These are the metallic ones from Cards and Pockets. I'll have some pictures there. I went ahead and took one of each color, poked a hole in the corner, and made a ring of envelopes that are labeled so I know what I need to order more of. Okay, so now I wanted to talk a little bit about mailing organization. I have some of my mailing supplies in the same top drawer. One thing that I use often is mail padding. This comes in big rolls or big sheets, and I cut them down into a bunch of little pieces like this and keep them in my drawer. This is a little bit of padding that you can put on top of your card anywhere you have embellishments and then slide it in the envelope. That will help protect your card in the mail, but you do want to put on extra postage. I also have these little Post-it notepads that are fun to put inside cards. What you do is you write your message on this, and it encourages the recipient to take this off, and then they can pass that handmade card on to somebody else. So it kind of continues the kindness. Those are really handy. Now, I have many return address stamps, but I keep my favorite, the one that I use the most, here in this drawer, along with an ink pad, so I can quickly stamp this onto envelopes. I also like to use stickers, which I'll show you in a moment. I do love the personalized stamps from Bossy Jossie. I can't recommend them enough. They are wonderful, high quality. In here, I also have gift cards that I can add to any cards if I need to. And I have lots of washi tape. This is the only washi tape I have. I never use them on cards. I actually only use them to seal my envelopes closed. And I really like the glitter tapes a lot. I think that's a great way to kind of add a little bit of interest to your envelope. These are older, but I will link to some that I do use often. This 3-compartment container that I have in this drawer is an older model, but I'll link to the newer model also. But any kind of little compartments would work to hold all these mailing accessories. I do also use padded envelopes, but I have those stored in a different place. So if I have an extra special card, I like to use those padded envelopes. Now, a key thing that I keep in this drawer is this pouch. In this pouch, I have my return address stickers, various stickers that I'd like to put on my envelopes to decorate them, postage for the US and international, and this is super handy. So this pouch lays right on top of my envelopes. So when I open the drawer, this is actually what I see. So I have everything in here. There's no digging around in other places for postage. I have a lot on hand, so I can pick some postage that matches the envelopes. I'm kind of crazy like that. But it's nice to have this right here on top so that I can quickly pull together some cards, stamp them, address them, and get them in the mail. I really like to send a lot of handmade cards. I hope this little mailing drawer inspires you to kind of get your supplies ready so you can send all your handmade cards out. Okay, so now let's talk about the handmade cards themselves. I like to keep a bunch on hand so I have them ready whenever needed. This is in the drawer right below it. I have my handmade cards organized. So again, I have one of those inter-design containers, the same one for my envelopes, but I use it for this. These cards fit in here nice and snug, but I do find that it works just fine. I do have my cards in sleeves. So in each sleeve, I have a card and a matching envelope ready to go. Sometimes those envelopes I stamp to match it. Sometimes I already stamped my return address on it, so it's ready to go. But I have each of them in a sleeve so I can be sure they're protected. I cut apart some plastic folders that I found on clearance, and I rounded the corners and put a label with the occasion on it so I could divide these up into categories. However, you could use maybe recycled chipboard or laminated cardstock if you wanted to create these little dividers. This system has been an absolute game changer for me. I always have cards ready with the matching envelope. I can easily find whatever occasion I need. I can't recommend this system enough. You could use a different type of container, but I do find that this one fits them nicely. So this is what I do. When I've completed a card, I go to the drawer above and I pick an envelope that matches. Sometimes I stamp the envelope to match, sometimes I don't. I go ahead and I put them together into a clear sleeve, and I will link to the ones that I like. I remove the release paper and fold the flap over tightly, and there it is. The card is completely protected, and it is matched up with its matching envelope. So I can take this and put it right into the category of occasion in my container. This has really saved me a lot of time. Now, sometimes I will stamp the envelope to match, and this is a great way to make sure that the card and the envelope don't get separated. I used to not keep my cards in envelopes and sleeves. Instead, I just kind of tucked the card into the flap of the envelope to keep them together. But I was finding that sometimes I would stuff a card in and mess with the embellishments or whatever. So I find that the clear sleeves really help me to kind of keep everything safe. In this drawer, I also have some of the other envelopes that I use, some larger envelopes and some like 4-bar card envelopes over here on the right. I also have some fun colored envelopes in odd sizes that I found on clearance at Target. Always be sure to check out clearance racks. Sometimes they have some stationery you don't want, but the envelopes are excellent. And here I have the clear sleeves for my cards in the back so I can quickly grab them. So there you have it, a closer look at my envelope, mailing, and handmade card organization. I hope you found some tips that might be helpful to you. I think it's really important to have everything ready so you can send some handmade love out to some friends and family. Now, I do have links below in my YouTube description, but so much more information over on my blog, so be sure to check that out. Also, I have 2 other videos that might be interesting to you. The first one there shows my stamp storage system using the same kind of containers. And the second video there shows some other organization that I find helpful for craft supplies. Be sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already and you'd want to see more videos. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you again soon.